Hello everybody, this is Arisaka Type 99. I am a disgusting weeaboo, so if you're asking what's right there, you already know. But other than being a disgusting anime fan, I hopefully am able to help people out. We have, now I say we, but a lot of firearm owners have. By the way, this is YouTube legal. It's a 5-round internal magazine. This is a World War II weapon. Okay, before YouTube gets out of whack. But right now it's empty, as everybody knows, or should know. There's something very important when it comes to the Mosin Nagant. Right? It is a stripper clip type of firearm. Now this one is the Eastern Bloc. They are Eastern Bloc, so these are when the Democratic Republic of China, the DOC, was basically having their civil war and fighting the Japanese. They used the 7.62x54R round. They would actually convert their Arisakas that they took from the Japanese and use these rounds in them. I think not these specifically, because these are brass ones. The brass ones, I'm pretty sure, are new ones that only America has made. So maybe other countries make brass 7.62x54R. I think the Finnish do. Anyways, what a lot of people do is, instead of buying the Eastern Blocs, because these Eastern Bloc ones costed me a pretty penny. This was a year ago. It was about $1. No, it was not $1. It was $10 a stripper clip. What most people will have to do is get the Chinesium one, right? And here's the thing about Chinesium ones. They don't work right out the gate. Right? Now, the reason why I say they don't work right out on the gate is because because a friend showed me a little trick that he did to get them working. How do you get these working? Well, the Chinesium ones. Well, it's a funny thing because, if it doesn't fit, you force it, right? Oh my God. I really am a disgusting weeaboo, and if this is the freaking video that gets me famous, that will be funny, but we gotta do it. So, when it comes to this Eastern Bloc one, the reason why this is good is because, I haven't used these in a while, so they're a little wonky feeling to me. But these are able to fit in here with somewhat relative ease. You still gotta work on it a little bit, but relative ease, boom, you can fit it in there, and then if you do the trick, it'll work. Now, when it comes to Chinesium ones, that's as far as I can get to it until I force it, right? And that is the thing that I've learned and that we're going to test out right now, is if I force the Chinesium rounds in here, will it eventually work like a normal stripper clip? Now, this is important because instead of buying $10, ready to use but Republic of the China clips, which they don't make anymore, by the way, the Chinesium ones you can still buy and they still make. So let's test it out. We're just going to force it. I really should have had a hammer, but then let's take them out. This is probably around the 5th attempt. I have noticed that it doesn't struggle as much after that many attempts, but let's see if I keep doing it, if it'll eventually get so easy and smooth that you don't have to worry about it. Now, one thing is, I haven't cleaned this gun in 3 months, which is my fault. I try to do it every other month, But maybe if I oil these more, or maybe if you oil the stripper clips, which I don't think you ever should, but if you did, would it go down more easily? Well, let's just keep on going and see if it'll work eventually. So my guess is that I won't be able to make these perfect after, what, 5 minutes of philadelphiaing with just messing around with it. But I'm pretty sure these will be more responsive. Okay, you still gotta force it a bit, which, you know, will be annoying, because if you're going to use this as your, let's just say, stuff that doesn't go very well type of rifle. Actually, this side I was working on, the side that I was working on right here was the least amount of time. This side right here is the most amount of time that I was spending on. And if you look at it, that was pretty smooth, let's say. And as you can see in the video, I did speed it up. But this side I was practicing the most with it. And if you look closer, I'll try to be closer with it. It kind of just went in there without much of a struggle. Now, that being the case, what can I say? What am I doing to my firearm? I don't know if I'm doing any good with the firearm. The thing is, you know, the one thing you got to know is, yes, these are becoming more expensive, and I wish they weren't becoming more expensive. But, oh shit, here's the thing. When it comes to firearms, we all should know they are a tool. If this eventually fails on me and breaks or goes into smithereens, as long as I'm good, then hey, at least this fulfilled its purpose. Well, this fulfilled its purpose long ago. Being a Mosin Nagant, you know, it was used in World War II, but you know. So, boom. Very smooth and easy. So, let's test the waters now, okay? This stripper clip, I probably tried this method only once on, right? And then I gave up because I was like, oh, this isn't working. So, I don't have a Chinese stripper clip that I have not used this method on. So this is the closest that we're going to get on the, there's a scientific method name for it. What am I trying to think of? Well, this is like the test to see what it would be like as nothing has been done to it. Then we have probably the best stripper clip, that I have to show you how smooth loading a Mosin clip can be. And then this one, I have separated them. This one is the one that I was just now using on multiple times. So let's first start out with the one that I haven't messed with a lot. Now let's see how easy it gets. I have been putting injury because I tried my best to freaking yank it in there. Fall though. You gotta love it when it likes to give you a bit of a challenge. Okay, now, before we test the one that I've been working on, let's try the Eastern Bloc clip, just to show you how smooth it is. Boom. Was that 4? No, that was 4. And then, very smooth and easy, right? So let's try the one that I have been just messing around with the most. Somewhat easy. And then, So, I'm just going to keep this open so everyone knows that it's unloaded. So, what have we learned? I think my friend was right. What you got to do is every time you get a Chinese stripper clip, right? Load 5 rounds in it just to be safe. Make sure your thing is unloaded. You got to grab your loaded stripper clip. Right now, this is unloaded. Got to put them in there. You just got to force it. You got to load your rounds in, unload it. Keep on doing this until it eventually, when it's loaded, just slides in. We'll even show you that right now. That if you work on it hard enough and long enough, eventually your Chinese clips will be good enough for your Mosin Nagant strips. Mosin Nagant strips. Loaded stripper clip, unloaded Mosin. Now let's try it. That was the side that I didn't do as much work on, but it was still pretty smooth. Oh, and we got a little bit of trouble. It might be me loading it, though. Like I said, that was the side I didn't mess with it too much. But yeah, I mean, originally, let's see, this one really, actually, that one was pretty smooth. Right here, boom. That was actually pretty smooth. I guess when it doesn't have anything in there, they're pretty smooth, but, you know, originally, this one right here, the one that was loaded over here, was the one that I haven't messed around with, but still. We've learned now, though, that my friend was right. You got to load these stripper clips in, force feed the stripper clips in there, and make them bend to your Mosin, and then you'll be able to do the one finger on the bullet, one finger on the casing trick and push it down. So, if you buy a Mosin Nagant and you buy Chinese stripper clips, well, I call these Chinese because I bought like 24 stripper clips for like $12, and still on eBay, they're that cheap. You can really get them that cheap still on eBay. You gotta force them. You gotta force them to work, but they do work.